Yeah, we'll just
I'll chop that. Yeah,
cut that right.
I'll leave on that part.
Jeez. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Set. I'm Sabrina,
And I'm Kevin.
and we are back with a new episode. There was no race today,
Yesterday. Yeah,
but
I know.
we are here, and it is the week of Singapore, which is also usually a good race, night race.
Usually.
But yeah, before we jump into everything, just want to remind you, if you are not already, please go over to social media and follow us on all socials at Fresh Set Podcast, and then wherever you find your podcast, and YouTube at Fresh Set Podcast. Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, all the things. Let's get into it, which is just news and drama this week.
Yeah, and a bunch of... Don't want to say
Rumors.
crap. Yeah. Just...
Rumors.
You know, paying attention, like doing this podcast and paying attention more to what, like every little tidbit that comes out really makes me hate the media even more. Even though we are a form of media.
The media.
Well, content. Yeah.
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 Social media.
Yes,
Not journalism media.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Well, we are reporting on things.
Yeah.
We just have no context.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, the rumors kind of swirling a little bit. But before we get into rumors, let's talk about Max. He had a great weekend in
why not?
Baku.
Because he was the only one racing this weekend.
Yeah. Everybody decided to take some time off, some time with the fam.
I feel like this was his time off.
Yeah.
This was like, let me get into a different car and just see what happens.
Yeah. So Max had a race this weekend.
Yeah. So, like we had previously reported in our journalism, whatever the hell you want to call it, he did get his GT3 license. Is that what it's called? It was a GT3? Yeah. And this time he was in his Verstappen.com racing, or VerstappenRacing.com, whatever it is, team in a Ferrari. I don't even want to attempt to say it. It's somewhere in Germany, right? Netherlands?
Yeah, but it was the Nürburgring, I think.
Was it Nürburgring? I thought it was Nordschleife.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever. He was there. Yeah, it was Nürburgring. Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe Nordschleife or whatever. So it was last when he got his license. Anyways, he qualified pretty well.
Yeah.
He qualified in third, and he started the race. I forget how long the race actually is. It goes on for like 8 hours, is it?
Yeah, I think it's because it's a team race.
Yeah, it's a team race. It's an 8-hour race. I believe it's an 8-hour race. It could be more, whatever. But I believe it's
a couple of stints.
Yeah, it's an endurance race. Qualified in third, and it starts off the race and immediately goes from third to first by corner one, I believe.
Do we expect anything otherwise?
No, well, I thought they would have
in a car that's not his.
It's a car that's not his. Yeah, it's not a single seater.
No,
it's a Ferrari that just painted up, and I don't ask me technical specs. I have no freaking clue. It's one of those racing series, but just immediately, I figured, let him get into it. Maybe it's a lap, maybe it's two. Everybody's bunched up. It was immediately just move over and let's go.
Can you imagine being, okay, even the people that are in first and second, but the people that are in like sixth and watching that happen, they're like, for fuck's sakes. Yeah. Like, we were thinking we could maybe get a podium. No.
I feel, I don't want to say bad, but you got to feel for first and second, because they're like, okay, he's coming in. He just thinks he's going to take over. It's Max Verstappen. I'm going to show him what's what. And then immediately like, fuck.
Yeah.
Just, God damn it.
It's not even a battle at the end.
Yeah, no.
It's like literally the first 10 seconds of the race.
Yeah.
So,
And then he immediately, I think by the end of his stint, I think it was close to a minute. It was definitely over 30 seconds ahead of his closest rival, second place. And all the other people had to do was just not lose his lead.
yeah,
They won by, I believe it was 30 seconds ish, 20 something seconds.
yeah.
And they won. So his
They won.
first, yeah. And it was all off the back of Max and his incredible lap times. So I think he also did have the fastest lap in this.
He did at one point when I saw some of the standings, he did have the fastest lap. Did he keep it till the end? I don't know, but I did see
I
at one
could
point
be wrong.
he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He also, 1, 2, 3, he started the lead, built up more than a minute. Yeah. On his opening state, he was ahead by a minute and 5 seconds after his first stint. It's nuts. Either way, he won, and he got a podium in a Ferrari before a Ferrari did. Now it's not including Lewis Hamilton's sprint race, so I guess that kind of counts. But I mean, he did more laps in his first stint than Lewis did in that sprint race. So
yeah. 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 I mean, it just I don't even know how this is allowed. I mean, I guess he has the license, so he can do whatever he wants. But
well, typically most teams will say, well, you're not driving for another racing series because what if something happens? Then you're our investment.
right.
And I think Max is just like, I'm the reason you make all this money. Fuck you. I'm doing what I want.
Yeah. I feel like there should be some more that he shouldn't be able to be like, I'm Max, I'm doing whatever I want. It's a lot.
I think so. I think if you have enough confidence to be Max and I mean, other than 2021, since 2021, he hasn't wrecked a lot either.
No.
Like it's been aggressive racing, but
people have wrecked his car though.
people have wrecked his car and people have moved the fuck out of the way because it's Max. But
Yeah.
well, it's gotten to the point now where they see this and they saw Max do it, and now Zach, not to be outdone, has said, well, yeah, we think we might get like Lando and Oscar to do our Le Mans, drive McLaren in Le Mans. You never, ever would have thought about that. But now that Max is getting the headlines and Red Bull's getting a headline, you're like, you know what? I just can't let this stand.
Yeah,
we have to put our F1 drivers there.
I don't think either of those two want anything to do with another series. They don't strike me as
no.
I want to go and do an endurance race. Maybe like when they're retired, but I don't see them doing anything like that right now.
It sounded like a mid-season or whatever Le Mans is. Le Mans is in June, is it?
Yeah, so. May or June.
So like in-season kind of thing. Now, if it doesn't conflict with a race day, but pretty sure it wouldn't. But yeah. They're probably just like, I just want to go play paddle. I want to go on a beach. I do not want to see Zach for another weekend.
Yeah.
He slaps me in the back too many times.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it was also a little bit interesting. It wasn't completely looking like a Red Bull, but the paint job on the car wasn't
Red
typically
Bull.
what you see for Ferrari.
No, it was the Red Bull colors. It was a dark blue.
It was the Red Bull colors.
There was more red than you would typically see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, and there's just a big painted Red Bull sign on the side. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I know in a lot of these other series, we're not seeing the Ferraris aren't always just red.
No.
I think Le Mans this year they were yellow.
Yeah.
The team that won, I think, was yellow. So it is normal to see them other colors. It's just funny that it was Max Verstappen in a Ferrari that is painted like a Red Bull.
Yeah.
And the big Red Bull on the side. Like it was just all over the place.
You would think Ferrari would be like, let's just choose another blue. Let's just choose a different one. Maybe we go with the sugar-free Red Bulls and it's a light blue.
Yeah, the light blue.
Yeah.
The blue that we keep promoting and
that we don't put on our own cars. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys use that one. But yeah, I mean, so another win for Max. This kind of, I think, also confirms, not that he doesn't care about this season, but like he's thinking about other things. Like he's like, if I win a race this season, great. If I win the championship, great.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to talk about his potential of winning the championship, but
Yeah. So right now.
yeah, sure.
So people have done the math, and smarter people than me, because I really don't want to put this kind of work into it. But if this is assuming now how Max can win the championship, assuming that the top three do not DNF or DNS or DQ or whatever, they don't lose points anywhere other than whatever place they finish in. So there's no 0 weekends. We're talking if everybody does just about maximum points. We're assuming that all three of them are going to be in the podium for the rest of the season.
Okay, so this is no DNFs, no.
The last 7 races, including sprints, Max would have to be first in all races, all sprints. So 25 points, 8 points. So it comes out to 25, 8, 25, 25, 8, 25, 25, 8, 25, 25. The rest of the season. Again, this is assuming that nobody finishes anywhere else, and we're all assuming that they're all going to be on the podium.
Okay.
Lando would have to finish second in all but the last race. He could finish third. And Oscar would have to finish third in... Sorry, excuse me. Lando could finish second in all the Grand Prix except for the last one, and third in all the sprint races.
Okay.
And then Oscar can finish third in all the Grand Prix except for the last one. He can finish second. I guess you can switch those back and forth between Oscar and Lando. It wouldn't make a difference. But finish second in the sprint races. That would allow Max to win by 1 point. 454 points to 453 to Oscar's. And then 440 for Lando's. Now, we're assuming he's going to win every single race. We know he's not going to win every single race. But we're also assuming that Oscar and Lando are going to finish second and third for the rest of the season, which is probably more possible than Max winning. Right? I assume we're still going to see a race win probably from each of them somewhere.
I think all three of those drivers are going to win multiple of the remaining. Like, I don't think it's just going to be Oscar for the rest of them or Lando. I don't even think it's just going to be between Oscar and Lando. I think Max is going to be in there.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be somebody else thrown in there. Call it a George Russell. Call it a Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to, depending on how everybody else finishes, is going to either increase increases that formula or whatever. That gap. Decreases that gap.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible when you look at it this way, and you assume that one of them has to DNF. I think.
Yeah.
Before the end of the season. Who knows which one of those three, but one of them has to DNF. I think it's going to be, so you could have, Max could finish on a podium the rest of the season and still make this a closer race, depending on how everything else shakes out. Yeah. But it is possible. It's mathematically possible for him to win it still. He's not mathematically eliminated. Obviously.
So my predictions are still good. You know what I think this is actually going to do? I think we have 2 more sprints or 3? We have 3 more sprints.
3 sprints. We have Austin, Brazil, and Qatar.
I think we're going to see drivers not being like, I don't care about a sprint. Everybody's going to care about a sprint.
Yep.
Especially those top 3.
Well, and we have drivers with allegiances now.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to see the Mercedes really try to hold up the McLarens because they've got a chance. They don't have a chance at the constructors, but they don't like them. Nobody's got a chance at the constructors anymore. But they're also trying to beat the Ferraris. You're going to see somebody like Alonso or Bortoleto. Maybe doesn't get out of the way of the blue flag until he absolutely is necessary, depending on how close that race might be, right? Because they know Max might be behind one of the McLarens. Yeah. I think it's going to be. I think everybody's going to play a role in how this championship works out.
It's not even going to be, it's the Racing Bulls. They're holding up. They're playing the team sport. No, I think you're right. I think there are other allegiances going on. And then we also have to remember Oscar and Lando staying as close as they are in points and where they've been qualifying and finishing, that's creating its own drama in itself. So, that's going to create... Oh, my dog is here and he's about to cough. So
that's all right. We needed sound bites.
Yeah, here we go. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to create drama. We're going to start seeing the not moving over. The papaya rules, I think, even though it's been a good season for McLaren, it's really not. They've really set their drivers up, especially since they haven't taken off in the lead. It would be very different if they had taken off. But staying where they are right now is going to be creating a problem.
Well, there's a 25-point gap and 7 races left to go. 7 races, 3 sprints.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point where both of them are going to throw out papaya rules. They're not going to care. In the interest of fairness, they're fighting for a championship. And whether it's, there's a dust up on track or they just stop being friends at the end because they don't like the tactics the other one's using, even though it's just racing, or they would say that they would have said at the beginning of the year. It's going to happen. They're two forces that are not going to give. Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of on-track dust-ups. I think they're going to come too close together. And I mean, I think we're going to see George and Max probably work together to...
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally. It's all going to be above board, but push them into each other. Yeah. You have, let's say we have Max starting in Q1. In P1, and then we have the McLarens 2-3, and we have George in P4. All Max has to do is cut right across, push them into each other.
Or break late and take that corner a little long.
Yeah. Exactly. It really... I think McLaren has put themselves in a really bad spot. And then 2 races in a row having mess ups, I think they're going to be fighting for every podium position that they have for the rest of the season. And they're going to kick themselves if they somehow lose this.
A driver's championship? I think so. If they somehow, the way, for hypotheticals, it could be George too, but hypotheticals will say it's Max. And as bad as Red Bull has been, to let it slip through your fingers because you couldn't control your drivers or you've made terrible decisions in the interim, that's... you're not coming back from that. You're losing a driver at the next contract.
And I think at this point, and again, George isn't that far. I can't remember his numbers, but George isn't that far off Max.
I think he's 25 points from Max, and Max 60 points from...
So George isn't out of... Maybe he's out of contention for the championship.
But if we have both of them come together once or maybe twice and one of them's out and, another one, there's a double DNF.
It does bring him in,
It does bring him into play, depending on how well he finishes there. But
yeah. I mean, I just think there is a scenario where Oscar maybe keeps the championship, but I think even if Max is able to, or George is able to jump over Lando and Lando ends up in third.
Yeah.
That's a mess up from McLaren.
It's a little bit more. There's 43 to Max and then 112 to Oscar. So it's a big one. It's a big one.
It's not out of...
It's not mathematically out of contention, but he is only 87 points from Lando. So could he split the two? Possibly.
Yeah. I think...
Depending on what happens.
I think... And then who's the only other remaining person? Do you have it there? It's Charles or Lewis? That's still not... They're not mathematically out of it.
Charles at 165. So he is almost half the amount of points to Oscar. Again, with the amount of points to get... He's not mathematically out, but it would mean that he would have to win 5 or 6, and to Oscar's none.
Yeah.
So it's most likely
silly. It's silly because they keep this going until it really is. I think there's a whole list of ones that are already out.
Yeah.
But they keep the ones like a Hamilton,
Yeah.
Charles there. But, maybe by this weekend, if they don't finish well, they'll be eliminated.
Well, it's good. It's good
mathematically.
For clicks.
Yeah.
It's good for
Yeah.
clicks to see.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Max, there's a potential that I could still potentially win on my predictions.
You could.
We're saying.
You could still technically win.
Okay. I'll look that up.
So just quickly before we go into there's two small ones really that I wanted to get into before we get into the other just ridiculous stupid thing. Williams is on pace for their best points season finish since 2016. So I didn't even realize in 2016 they had 138 points.
Yeah.
And then they dropped down at 83, and then they couldn't break 30 for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
7? Yeah, 7 years. They're at 101 now. So 27 points is not that hard to get in the next 10, especially when you're finishing 5 and 6 and 7.
Yeah. I mean, I think this would be this last race with Carlos getting a podium obviously helped significantly.
Yeah.
With that, but they've just been not so quietly racking up some of these points. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. We have slowly been seeing the rise of Williams, specifically Alex Albon's car. But, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. And that would be, what, 5th that they finish? Yeah.
I believe so.
I think it's 5th.
Quickly go over here. Yeah, they'd be right behind Red Bull.
Yeah, which not a bad spot to be behind, and that's
No.
a lot of money.
Yeah,
for them next year.
Well, especially being they had 17 points last year. They had 7 in 2000. They went from 83 points to 138 to 7 in 2 years. They had 1, they had 0, then 23, 8, 28, and 17. What happened to the car? I mean, it's not like they've been in these regulations for 4 years now. Yeah. This is the 4th year.
And now they're about to be out of them. They were in these regulations for so long.
They just figured it out.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I would like to see them be back on top at some point. So, I mean, if this is the rise that they are going to take to get there.
I mean, who knows what it'll take for them to get to the top. But we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see next year once everything is thrown to the dogs.
Yeah. I mean, they could finish first, actually. You never know.
Yeah.
They could have just figured it out from day one, or at least figured it out better than everybody else.
Honestly.
F1 have decided on a rotating couple tracks, because we did hear that they were going to rotate a couple tracks.
Yeah.
Spa and Barcelona are going to rotate starting from 2027.
Yes.
Of all racetracks, you're going to rotate Spa and Barcelona. So 27 will be Spa, 28 will be Barcelona, etc., etc. Right, all the way for at least for those 5 years.
2031, yeah.
2031, yeah. Everybody waits for Spa. I get it. Barcelona is usually one of your earlier races. It wasn't this year because of their fuel economy crap. But that also means you have 2 Spanish Grand Prix in the same year, because we're going to have Spain. Yeah.
Yeah. Madrid,
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Out of all the other places I could think, I mean, first of all, I don't mind switching out Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think Spa should be an automatic.
It's a standard.
You know they're not going to get rid of Monaco because it's Monaco.
No.
Unless the size of the cars changes something this year. Who knows? Netherlands. You could rotate out Netherlands. You're not going to rotate out Austria because it's Red Bull. I'm assuming you're not doing Netherlands because it's such a big draw with Max. Assuming he stays for the next 5 years. You know, there's China. You could have switched out China.
Yeah.
You could have switched out one of the now that I think about it, maybe they're on the right track. Because I was gonna say one of the ones in the Emirates or one of those Arab countries, but they bring in a lot of money. Those people spend a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, I agree. I don't think Spa should be one of the ones that isn't on a circuit in a year.
Yeah.
But what other European ones do they remove? Like,
It doesn't even have to be a European one. I mean,
No.
if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I mean, it's the only one in Canada. But if you're gonna, I could see them rotating out Canada because of weather-wise and stuff. I can see them, but it's such it's not historic, but classic track that I doubt they would ever do that. You could switch out one of the American ones. You're not going to do Coda, but you could switch out Vegas or Miami, especially but they spent too much money on Vegas. I know that's why they're not doing it, but it's already lost money from the first year to this year, and I assume it's going to do the same thing. And it's going to continue to do that same thing. And I bet you after whatever their contract extension was, it to 2037,
I think
2036.
So.
There probably will not be Vegas anymore.
No.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Just that's my hot take. I'll put it on my thing next year. We'll come back to it in 2037. But
yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I know why they were saying it's going to be the two of the European ones, because it's going to be on the same circuit because of the eco-friendly, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, hey, let's just move something. And again, if we're getting I know we had 2 Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
We had Monza and Imola, both fantastic tracks. I mean, we don't know what Madrid is going to be.
But now we only have one Italian one next year.
Right. So why do we need 2? Let's go back into France. Let's get that track back. I mean, there's even the talk of South Africa. I think Thailand put a bid in. So I mean, that's fine that you want to do that for now, but how long is this going to last? Are we going to be recycling tracks and starting new ones, or what are we going to do? I don't know.
Well, that's the problem. You're talking about adding new things in, and then you're taking out things that fans want.
Yeah.
I get you have fans elsewhere, but it's not at that point. It can't be a money thing.
Yeah.
Right. Because now you're losing the money unless you've already spent a shit ton of money. But now you're actually working to spend money unless they're in whoever it is, the government and all these promotional companies are just giving F1 a shit ton of money before even putting that into the track. But it's not going to make the sport better. And if your goal is to make the sport better, I feel like you're failing. You can't get rid of tracks that people love. And I get the last couple of years, Spa's been, I wouldn't say mediocre. It's been a race where everybody started, everybody finished, everybody kind of just followed each other.
Yeah.
But that's not historically what Spa is like, and especially with the new regulations where straights matter, that you carry a lot more speed into corners. Yeah, I think you're gonna regret it.
Yeah, and especially if 27 is the first year. Like, I mean, obviously 26 is going to be a development year for everybody. 27 is going to be the first year that everybody kind of is able to do their own tweaks to the car because they saw how it ran in 26. They now know what the regulations are. We're really going to see development in 27.
Yeah.
And then for Spa not to be on that circuit that year. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's great that we're going to switch it up every year, but let's switch it up with the entire grid. Let's not pick all the tracks that we have globally. Let's not just pick 2. Like you said, maybe it's China one year that is out. Maybe it's, I know it's our local one, but maybe it's Canada that is not there anymore.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting they should. I still want Canada there. But if I'm thinking of something that's going to probably make more sense, it would be something like that where it would be every other year. Or, again, one of the American ones, which wouldn't be Coda, right? Miami, it brings the fanfare, brings the celebrities, but most people don't even like going because it's so friggin' expensive to do anything around there. Yeah. It looks good on TV, just not. But and that's kind of the same thing with Vegas, where
Yeah.
the public doesn't even like it.
No.
The city's starting to regret it because you're ruining your economy, which is tourism and gambling, because people can't even walk around. You know,
You've kind of you've picked your tourists, which
yeah,
yes, it draws people in, but the people that
not
are
that many.
there for like the people that are there for a Vegas weekend can't walk across bridges because, or they can, but they can't see anything because you've put barricades everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think Vegas extended to see if they can make some money back
Yeah,
from their investment.
I think they put in so much money that there was no way they weren't going to do that. And it's just F1's way of placating the city and the investors, just so they can kind of try and make it a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do it every other year, but they should.
Which
Extend them to 2045 and do it every other year.
like I don't even know how, like when Vegas would make money, because something like a street track naturally costs more, because every year the race comes up, they've got to do all the barricades again, they've got to shut down roads, they've got to pave the road,
there's the line paving, there's repaving everything, there's
so it's expensive for the city every year. I don't know how much that costs, but I'm sure it's not a pretty penny. And
well, that's the thing for something like, and I know we're sticking on Vegas, but for something like Vegas where it is very touristy, you're not going to get a lot of the repeat customers. They're going to come once, and there's no way they're going to make that work for the average person to go again next year.
Yeah.
You know, if you do it every other year, maybe you do get repeat customers, or they'll come every 3 years or 4 years or whatever it's going to be. But it doesn't. I mean, you could also have things rotating out on a every 3 year schedule, just like that, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's certain circuits or certain circuits along their their intended travel path.
Yeah.
But
it'll be a mess. That's all I know. Glad I'm not a part of the planning of all of that. But yeah, it'll kind of suck to not see Spa. I guess you could say, oh, well, it's coming back. It's just
no, but I look forward to it. There's a few races that I look forward to every year. There's Spa, there's Japan, there's Coda, Brazil. It's just one of those ones where you look forward to it. You circle it on your calendar and you make sure you're watching that whole race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we have to wait till 27 for you to not be able to circle it.
I'll get it next year.
Yeah.
Should still be, but it's there next year and 27, hopefully.
Oh, it is there. 27. Okay.
Yeah, it should be. And then other than that, the other one, which is completely ridiculous, and I don't believe anything, but we're still going to talk about it. Christian Horner reports that he will become the new team principal and CEO of Haas.
Crickets.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so he finally left Red Bull last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. It was his final exit from Red Bull Racing. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know what you were paying him to do for the last 2 months, but or a month and a half, whatever it was. And got a 80, if I'm not mistaken, 50 or 80 million pound settlement. So basically translates to $100 million US dollars, excuse me.
$100. There you go.
So he's not hurting for work. I get he probably wants to be back into something.
Yeah.
He could probably take some time.
Yeah.
If he's getting a settlement of that much, and maybe it helps because he's got the settlement, but there's no way in hell that Gene Haas is paying him that kind of money.
I don't think Haas has the money to pay him. And I said this to you. If they do have that money to pay Horner, put it into your car.
Yeah.
To put the money into your car. I think since Io has come over as team principal, taking over from Gunther Steiner, he's done a good job. I mean, the Haas isn't number one, but we never thought they were going to be. But they
No.
have continuously put up some points. They've had some great races. They had some great finishes last year. They've
Yeah.
had some decent. Okay, they're not getting 18 points per driver, but they're slowly collecting a few here and there. They're. I think he's done a good job since he's come on.
Yep.
He's made some good decisions with drivers. I don't see why they need to change that team principle. Okay, you're getting Christian Horner. You've got his experience of 20 years at a very successful team. Yeah. But let IO build it.
Yeah.
I mean, and put the money into your car.
And we have a cost cap increase now, right? So we have,
right.
It's going from 135 million to close to, it's in the 200s, but close to 300 million. It was 280 or 260, something like that, in that range. Haas has always been on the lower end of spending. They have never reached the cost cap. I don't think they've even come close to reaching the cost cap, even as what it is now at 135. I think they're around 80 to 90. I guess that will also depend on if Mick Schumacher's on your team and how much you have to spend on repairs. But they're not going to spend that on their team principal and CEO. Maybe they'll hire him as a CEO.
Yeah.
And help him, give
CEO,
him,
totally.
just give me a break on your price here, and you can run the show. But just, I mean, then he would just be like Zach Brown and still be on the pit wall, and he would be that. But at least you can. I just don't see him as part of Haas. I don't know where this came from. The Daily Mail, the Daily Mail. So
UK media.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what, 2 years ago or last year, Haas had to reduce their pit wall to 3 seats
instead
because
of
they
that
didn't have
6.
they didn't have the
money,
the funds. So
they did go back to the full this year, didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah,
but
they're.
I mean, that is not. I'm no financial advisor, but that doesn't seem like a very financially smart decision.
Although
hire him as a consultant.
I do want to see Drive to Survive with Horner there and Gene yelling at him, calling him at every step, and then just him giving it right back to him. That would be entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Unless Gene is going to sell and it will become Horner Racing. But no,
maybe
not going to happen. I can see Christian Moore on like an Alpine. I think I said that before too.
Yeah.
But I can see Briatore pulling him in and being like, "Hey, you're evil. I'm evil.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's fuck some shit up."
Yeah. I can see Cadillac pulling him in.
Cadillac's already said there's no way. They've got their team principal, at least this year.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of crap, but
yeah.
Just figured we'd talk about it.
Speaking of a bunch of crap, I just saw rumors of Charles Leclerc possibly talking with McLaren, Aston Martin, and Mercedes for 2027. I don't see that happening. Is his contract
up 2027, or is that like
where he has an out? So. I didn't think so. I thought he was like a 28 or like
29,
multi-year indefinite. I don't see that. And I don't see Ferrari getting rid of him before Lewis.
So in 2024, committed to the team for several more years, in quotation, suggesting that the turn runs until 2029. So, but again, might have an out somewhere.
Yeah.
Might be, who knows? Who knows what that might be? But either way, it doesn't really. He's not going.
No.
He's not going. He's not going to leave Mercedes. No. He's in Mercedes. He always was in Ferrari. He was always in a Ferrari engine, even when he was in Haas. Was it Haas? No, Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo. Yeah, not Haas. Even though Haas is a Ferrari engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. He's not going to
Not
give
going
up
anywhere.
that red for one. Like, I don't see McLaren doing it unless one of their drivers leaves.
Yeah.
And then who knows if they're going to be shit. I don't think he fits the Red Bull model. Mercedes,
Aston Martin, no.
Aston Martin, no. I don't see him. I don't see him anywhere else but in a
Maybe
Ferrari.
maybe Mercedes, but I don't know if he would be beside George, which we don't even know if George will be there. But I can see him maybe beside Kimmy,
Yes.
but maybe not even at Mercedes. Just
See, my problem with Leclerc is like you could probably get him to do whatever you want because you can butter him up, and I think he likes that kind of attention. And
Yeah.
then he's just not going to be happy after with the whole back and forth and Toto's bullshit about,
Yeah.
I say one thing and you get another
That's
thing
it.
2 weeks later. And
Yeah.
I think he'd feel really hurt.
Yeah.
He's very emotional.
Yeah.
So I just don't think he would fit there. I think,
Yeah.
not to say Vasseur would stay there for a long time, but he fits that kind of a mold in a team.
Yeah. And I mean, Ferrari has just like taken him in as a son. So
Well, all the
I
Jesus Leclerc pictures.
yeah, I think they'll do anything in their power to keep him there as well.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's going well with Lewis.
No, I don't think so. Don't think so. Yeah. So that was all I had, really.
I think that's it. I think
That's all we
we're
have.
good.
Yeah. Well, then we will be back next week, I guess, with a Singapore
Yes.
race review, which will be a fun race, nice and early for us, 8 a.m.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. We will be back with a review, and we've got some more fun stuff coming over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Yep. Grab a fresh set.
And yeah, we will